There is 81 days until the football season, and the Eagles are still the team that you love to hate. Still making major announcement. All your Eagles updates coming on right now. Victory Monday Pod. Let's go.
All day, baby. You know that.
Let's hunt.
If we don't come together right now in this hollow ground.
Where are you going? I'm going to pick a fight.
Get some nothing.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is that why you're here?
Let the games begin.
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight. This is where they die.
Welcome, everybody, back to another episode of the Victory Monday podcast. I'm the CEO. I'm the player. They call me Moss Money. And, of course, we got the GM in the building, Ernie B. What's up, bro?
What's going on, bro? What's going on, man?
What's going on,
Happy
man?
to be
You know,
here. A little bit of a dead period going on, but I mean, there's always something to talk about in Philadelphia
Always.
sports.
The Eagles are the team to love to hate, man. I swear the Eagles are in the news. Everything that happens with football starts with the Eagles. We got a ton of stuff to like kind of catch up on and talk to you guys about. See what your opinions are. See if you feel the disrespect for this Super Bowl champion team. As you can see, I got a little new background in the back. We got some videos we've never seen before that we can talk about. Got a lot of Twitter posts and things like that. But just like the headline says, we got some major announcements. And I think this is one of the biggest major announcements that kind of surprised me and shocked me. Lane Johnson put some mother respect on that man's name. Says, I'm 35 years old and I'm just hitting my prime. Haven't even peaked yet. 5-time All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowler, possibly and probably factually the best right tackle in all of Eagles football history. What do you feel about this, man? I think this sets the show up right, how we talk about this, and we'll kind of dwindle down to the details. But having one of your leaders, having one of your mainstays, your foundational pieces for a decade, talking about I haven't even peaked yet, kind of gives me the sense of what my mentality is as a player and what my other people in this locker room think, that we haven't even really scratched the surface yet. Do you believe in what he's saying right now? Do you believe he hasn't peaked yet and he's just kind of figuring out, almost like a man, right? Like you don't really figure out what kind of man you are until you hit those mid-30s possibly. What do you think about what Mr. Lane Johnson has said here, bro?
Well, I mean, let's put it off. I think Lane Johnson's the best offensive lineman in all of football. And I think until he retires or somebody, dethrones him, that's not changing. I think this is, and a lot of this is just kind of the part of we don't have a lot going on right now. There's comments that are being made that are picked up by media profiles that are pushed.
Yep.
The Eagles pushed this one personally, and Lane himself put out a couple things about it. And I think it's just more of a don't forget about me kind of thing. There's been plenty of tackles to play past 35 at high levels. Andrew Whitworth, Jason Peters, or just, some household names. But there's been plenty of guys to play a long time. And I think that this is more an example of the average extended career of an elite offensive lineman as it is to just Lane Johnson himself, because we can go back to 2020, 2019, 2021 and dealing with some severe ankle issues that, could have retired, most athletes. So I think this is a testament more to just where football is going as opposed to the Eagles. But I think Lane, until he's not in that locker room, I mean, he's the best player in the, in the franchise. I mean, he is the most important piece, and it should not be taken for granted just because he's an offensive lineman. I mean, he's not the flashiest piece that there is. When we talk about Jalen, Saquon, AJ, Smitty, we talk about Jalen Carter, we talk about Quinyon, we talk about Coop. We don't ever talk about, Lane Johnson. But until he's not, he is the best. So I think that he really
that was
is.
such a GM response.
I mean, first of all,
we'll get to the
I'm not gonna
facts.
get into it. He's the guy. I mean, until he's not. I mean, what are we talking about?
Right. No, you're right.
Really
You're
conversation.
absolutely right.
Oh, Tom Brady's 39. Oh, Tom Brady's 40. Oh, he's 40. He's still doing it. So what does it matter?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like you said, a couple of injuries. Obviously the juice helps. As Jason Kelsey would say.
I mean, I think that's the only hindrance in his Hall of Fame argument would be that era there. But I think that the more he continues to stack on top of it, it won't really matter by that time.
He'll be fine. He'll be all right. But I think it does trickle down, right? If you have your mainstay, your 35-year-old, I mean, I think it almost goes back to what some of the younger guys would come out and how the preparation with, Brandon Graham was like. He's one of the loudest. He's going, all out in practice, and he's been in the league 15 years.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? And I think it just stays to the culture that has been built for the Philadelphia Eagles, and you're going to love to hate us. Like you just are, because we know we're good, and we're going to tell you we're good.
Graham was very unique, though. I mean, he's probably one of the most unique stories, across the league, because, production wouldn't tell you, that he was who he was, but if you knew him, you know what I mean? It was, it was a player that, kind of meant more to the locker room than you even understood. And this even goes to Sirianni's first year, when he tore his Achilles and came back. So
it was funny. I was on another podcast, and they were doing all-time Eagle, the all-time Eagle players by position. And it was an argument about Trent Cole or Brandon Graham, because Cole has the better numbers with less games, but the impact that Graham had.
Who's a better Eagle or who's a better player? There's two different questions.
Good question. It was
Graham's the better.
Who was a better player?
Yeah, Cole was the better player.
Who was a better Eagle player? I guess
Brandon Graham.
Yeah,
100%.
So I thought that was kind of really interesting, and this kind of just rolls right into how Lane is viewed, not even just in the locker room, but just in this city, right? Where does Lane? I saw this earlier, and there was a couple iterations of 94 WIP doing this, but this was the one that I think really got the most, I guess, shock factor, right? One, because obviously if you see down at the bottom, Jalen's nowhere to be found. But you look at this list, you think that's, right for Lane right there at 6?
That's the shittiest list I've ever seen. So Joe DeCamera can lick my nuts. That's an awful list. So I'm not even going to comment on that. That's fucking terrible.
Terrible list.
That is fucking terrible. I have no other words to describe that other than fucking terrible. There's not. I mean, I don't know if you made that list off the top of your head or whatever it was, but
he knew what he was doing. He knows how to get the crowd riled up.
Saquon Barkley, Madden cover. Bryce Harper just got injured. Zach Wheeler just had a good pitching outing. A.J. Brown just posted a YouTube video. Jalen Carter just got a full body tap. Lane Johnson was just posted in the media. Zach Bond just had a thing put out by the Philadelphia Eagles. Landon Dickerson is a do-it-yourself social media star. Quinion Mitchell was just on Exciting Mics. Jordan Mailata is Jordan Mailata. Ranger Suarez. That's the shittiest list I've ever seen. No further comments.
All right, let's do it. Let's revamp the list real quick. I thought this would be interesting. And I know I'm throwing this out at you, but I think it's good, kind of natural feel, right? Give me top current. Like, we're talking about current Philadelphia athletes. Give me your number one.
Jalen Hurts, the Super Bowl winning quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles, the one that we've all been waiting for our entire lives. Ron didn't do it. Randall didn't do it. Donovan never did it. Carson didn't do it. Nick didn't quite count. I mean, there's no.
So we got Jalen at 1. I agree with it.
I'll put it to you like this. I will give
Super Bowl
you
MVP in a football town.
Yeah, Bryce Harper is number 2. I mean, he's just Bryce Harper. His personality is bigger than anything else.
See, I disagree there. I would go Barkley.
I mean, but the problem is, go ask 90% of Phillies fans or 90% of baseball fans if they know what Saquon Barkley did last year, and they probably don't know what's going on.
No, they probably do. You know, we're smart fans.
No, I didn't say Philly. I said baseball.
Oh, baseball.
Baseball fans. Ask who.
Well, they
Saquon.
might because they play Madden. So
I mean, they might. I
They
mean,
might.
I don't know.
Just because Harper's getting questioned now.
I think Bryce Harper is a bigger athlete than Saquon Barkley is, and he has been for a while now. I think that Saquon's last year is a recency bias, but I mean, Bryce Harper as an athlete in general makes. Do we need to bring up the amount of money he makes compared to what Saquon makes? Because it's if you want to count dollars, I mean,
we're talking.
talking about a $500 million human being versus a running back in the NFL.
But Harper's been the Messiah on this. The Messiah really on this list. For this,
he's the only one making $500 million. So I mean,
yeah. No, I'll go with you. I'll go with you.
Baseball's not in comparison though, dude. That's why I don't. That's why
we love our fightings though.
I'm a big fan of the Phillies. Big fan of the Phillies, but I don't keep up with it like
Red October is fun around here.
Oh, it's fantastic. Right. I'm a big fan, but not to the point that I am about football.
Where we go 3?
Joel Embiid,
AJ,
Embiid,
or Embiid. Yeah,
Embiid's bigger, fully guaranteed money.
Yeah, let me go Embiid. I'll go Embiid. Ooh, Marcus has said a good one too. Almost forgot about him. All right, 4. I think I'm gonna go with my cousin. I think Maxey.
Nah, Michkov, or however you say his name from the Flyers is.
Oh, you talking about not over Maxey, not yet.
Yeah,
I don't. Nah, I can't.
Yeah,
I'm gonna veto you on this one. It's got to be Maxey. We got too many big names up there. Maxey, AJ, Wheeler. I like the kid. He's a rookie this year, isn't he? You talking about the kid from Russia? The kid from Russia,
I mean, look, hockey's a little different, but I mean, I think down the road,
hockey too, man. Broad Street.
He's a bigger. Yeah, I mean, I think the Flyers are an absolute fucking disaster right now. So I mean, anything talk about them in a good sense is bad. But yeah, the kid that they have, Michkov, should be really good.
No, he should be. I'm not saying he's not. All right, I'm gonna go Maxey. I think Michkov is on the list, but I don't think he's higher than like AJ, Jalen, Wheeler. I can't put him on Lane. I can't put him over those guys. I put him over Ranger.
Yeah, I don't even know why Ranger's on that list over Schwarber.
Yeah, who does the top 11?
Trey Turner could be ahead of that list.
Right, who's the top 11? Yeah, all right, so we got Jalen Hurts. All right, we agree with Harper. We agree with Embiid. Top 3, we all agree with. 4, we could debate. You like Michkov. I'm going Maxey. 5, I got to go Barkley.
Yeah, sure. He'd be the second most captivating Eagle.
Yeah, so go Barkley. 6, man, we do it. I feel like it's a Philly. We definitely love ourselves some Kyle Schwarber though.
Yeah, I mean Schwarbaum.
So I'll go.
I'd put Maxey over Schwarber just based on.
Maxey's at my 4.
Yeah, I mean Maxey's an awesome dude. So
yeah. So we got. You have Michkov at 3.
At least 3 or 4. He's got to be up there.
And then I
can't put it all on one team. If we just dick ride the Eagles, it seems silly.
Yeah.
I mean, 10 years from now, you could,
And then we put Maxey for you. You have Maxey at 6. I have Schwarber. 7, I would go AJ.
Yeah.
8, 9, and 10. I think Wheeler's on the list, but I don't know if
Lane Johnson's somewhere in there for me.
Yeah.
Wheeler's up there for me.
And I think Carter's earned his way up there.
Take Cooper DeJean over Jalen Carter.
Really?
As far as like, if I'm talking about like talent and player, Jalen Carter would be one of the top 3 individuals on the list. But I think as far as like, I'm trying to take in kind of like captivating person that they are. And Carter's just kind of quiet, kept to himself. He's not he's a small town kid. So in this big environment, he's not going to be a person that, really puts himself out there. But I thought Coop coming from Iowa has transitioned like exceptionally well to like the city. Like I thought that he's done a really good job of taking on.
I agree. Okay. I like where you're going. I like where you're headed. We're talking about
This isn't just on the field. This isn't just on the
this
on the
is not
court.
just
This
like
is, you know,
talent.
captivating. Like
Yeah.
this dude's got to be, you know. And I think
I give you
Cooper's really
Cooper.
taking the city by storm.
Yeah, no, I give you Cooper. I give you Cooper for sure. So then we got Jalen, Harper, Embiid. I have Maxey at 4. You have Mishkov. I have Barkley. We both agree on Barkley at 5. I have Schwarber. Then you have Maxey, AJ Brown, Cooper. I mean, it's just hockey such a.
I mean, Mitchkoff's the only one that.
Yeah, Mishkov. I mean, I would put.
I mean, you could say the goaltender. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But he wouldn't outweigh any basketball, football. I mean, we're kind of out of the basketball list, but I mean, football.
But there ain't nobody
making this list. I can say that. But football or baseball, I would say would kind of be where we're at.
Yeah. So I would think. So I got Cooper at 8. I agree with that. I'll go Wheeler at 9.
Yeah, Carter Hart. Thank you, Marcus. As always, fantastic team member.
Yeah. Mishkov, but I'll take Mishkov over Hart, though.
No, he was just giving me the name. I forgot about the name.
Oh, just the name. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
you mean just the name.
I mean, like I said, I wouldn't put him up there, but he is, you know, in his line of work.
I think Hart's on the back end. But yeah, no, I mean, I think, like you said, I mean, a completely different list, right?
I think it's a good list to realize the state of Philadelphia professional sports franchises, and the Eagles are really, really fucking good. The Phillies can't get out their own way. Yep. The Sixers, God knows what's going on, and the Flyers, we're not even going to worry about what they have going on. So just put the Flyers in the corner, and they'll do their own thing. But
yeah,
I mean, it's, you know, the state of sports goes. I mean, the Eagles are hands down the most, you know, far and ahead. Not just coming off a championship, but I mean, they are much, much more stable year to year the past few years than any of these other professional franchises in Philly.
Yeah, absolutely. They are now the golden standard, in my opinion. And again, my theme for today, you know, people just love to hate us. And I think that we should take on that villain role and wear it proudly. Because here's another thing that I was doing a little bit of research. Look, I don't even know where this source is, but look at this. Top 10 offenses ranked for 2025. Right.
Who made the list though? Like that's just a graphic. I could have made that. Like,
and I'm just like, yo, these people are like it's like
it looks to me like a Buffalo Bill fan made that off of like pure depth chart depth. Because look, if we go through, I'll just be honest with you. We want to talk about the 2 deepest wide receiver rooms in the NFL.
Yeah,
I give you the Bills and the Bucs. But outside of that, I mean, they have a running back who they have a big contract.
Yeah, he just went AWOL, right?
The Bucs have a question of who their RB1 is. I mean,
which is crazy.
If I had to say anything, I mean, the Ravens compete with the Bills offense more than the Bucs does. But I mean, the Commanders over the Eagles is absolutely ridiculous. The Broncos over the Eagles is ridiculous. The Lions without Ben Johnson, I don't understand what you're looking at there. But yeah, this is a shit list. I don't know. I know who Joe DeCamera is. I don't know who made this list, but whoever it is, you need to stop making lists. It's fucking terrible.
All right, let's revamp it. Like another top 10. I wasn't even expecting to do this. Another top 10 of offenses. Now this will be a little bit tougher.
I mean, you don't have the Kansas City Chiefs on here, man. This is ridiculous.
They're out there. They're getting covered up at 10.
They're 10th.
Yeah, they're 10th.
The Chiefs, who were in the Super Bowl, are somehow less talented than the Bengals. I mean, that just I don't know.
All right. So number one
offense in the NFL. I mean, as we stand today, Buffalo's up there. Baltimore, Kansas City's up there.
I think I got to go with the Birds, man. From left to right, top to bottom. I mean, if anything about, you know, OT, I mean, especially with Goddard coming back, their whole offense is back.
What does that mean? They ran the football in 12 personnel last year until Saquon had 2,000 yards and they won the Super Bowl. They didn't start really throwing the ball proficiently till the end. I mean, I'm not buying this whole Kevin Patullo's about to come in here and turn.
I just didn't say that. I just say they don't
offense. You know, I think on paper, yeah. I mean, the Eagles' offense should be top 3 in any conversation. There shouldn't be any doubt about it. Like, But I mean, this list is so out there. Like, I mean, the Bills, sure. Like Bills and Bucks, they have great weapons as far as a lot of veterans and a lot of good young guys. Like, I mean, there's guys like Laviska Shenault, who's probably the 7th or 8th guy in Buffalo. There's guys like Sterling Shepard, who's like the 6th or 7th guy in Tampa, who are names from years ago.
Yeah.
But I don't know about giving a top 10 on this. I mean, it's at this point, you're going off. I mean, this list is going off like what I would assume is going off talent on paper. But I mean, talent on paper is fine.
Yeah, I
Eagles
can't
have
agree
more
with
talent
that.
on paper.
Eagles would be one.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's not even a question here. Like, I mean, Broncos with Sean Payton calling the plays, yeah, but I don't think that weapons-wise they have,
Yeah, they don't have enough.
Yeah, like it's odd to me. I mean, the Lions need to be buffered based on the fact they lost their coordinator, but they still have the weapons that they had. So,
and then they lost their center.
Yeah, Ragnow was a big loss.
Yeah,
but I mean, Tate Rowledge hopefully will step in there and do all right, Georgia. But I don't know.
All right, so let me just, I guess, run down yards per game. I wanted to just look it up because I don't know. But Baltimore, I know it's clocking a little bit, but Baltimore's 1, Detroit was 2, Tampa was 3, San Fran was 4, Packers were 5, Atlanta was 6, Washington was 7, Eagles were 8, Cincy was 9, and then the Buffalo Bills were 10. I agree with you. It would take a little bit bigger show to
I mean, we're just talking about talent on paper, like, it's a conversation, but I mean, this is
it's tough.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that would say that, but then there's a couple people that would probably be like, let me see what Josh Allen can do with what he has now.
And then Marcus likes Baltimore and Cincy as the top options.
Yeah, I kind of feel like we talk about them as the top offenses going into the season every year, and they end up in the conversation.
Yeah. No, this one's tougher. This one's definitely tougher to do it.
I just don't like how this is like outweighing like quarterback. Like Baker Mayfield's not in the same conversation as Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, or Jaden Daniels,
Right.
So it's like, I mean, I like Baker a lot too. I think he puts up good numbers, but
yeah, I do like Baker a lot. Yeah. All right. This is tough. Tough to call this one.
Hard to judge a list with no source. So that's,
Yeah, I forget where I got it from. Maybe I'll look at the picture. I just saw it. I was like, look at this horse shit. That's what I said. I was like, let's talk about it.
Got a feeling it's Buffalo driven by the colors and everything on there, but hey.
Yeah. All right. So anything that you know of new update wise from OTAs? I know they just had a receiver kind of like mini camp or something like that. I didn't get a chance to really look at it, but I think OTAs are over with at this point, right?
Yeah, they had I believe it was 3 OTAs and 1 mandatory minicamp. So 3 voluntary activities and then 1 mandatory in which they had perfect attendance. So
do you put any stocks in the people who do the whole stats thing with OTAs and how good
training camp and stuff? No.
Yeah.
Because otherwise Jalen Hurts would have been the best quarterback in the NFL last year, and he wasn't. So
yeah. Okay.
Ball doesn't touch the ground, the consistent completions and all that. No, I don't think there's any merit to that. I do think that it's a decent sign of the quarterback's comfortability in the offense. Like just watching a guy, like there's a story that goes around years ago. I don't know if it was 17 or 18. But they had a practice against the Patriots. It was a joint practice, and Tom Brady threw the ball all over the field and didn't touch the ground once. And a lot of Eagles reporters came away pretty,
I think I remember saying that. He went like 49 for 50 or something crazy, right?
Well, from what I understand, it was essentially 50 for 50. Nobody was counting, but it was the ball didn't touch the ground. I mean, they embarrassed, Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So,
I do remember hearing about that.
Yeah, as far as any roster shuffle goes, I mean, I haven't seen anything lately. I know that they most recently claimed a running back out of Jacksonville, Keelan Robinson, who has some return prowess.
Mm-hmm.
And from my understanding, Avery Williams is dealing with a injury at the moment, who was the free agent they signed from Atlanta, who's kind of a return specialist.
Didn't they give him a label? Like they actually labeled him as a
wide receiver.
Wide receiver.
He will be in the wide receiver room. So he was a running back or a DB to start, then running back, and now he's a wide receiver. So it would be his third position in the NFL. Sirianni spoke real highly about the guy at the NFL team meetings. So there's some question there. But other than that, I'd really just say that from what I understand, they're happy with where they are. I mean, they're always going to add things, every day. I mean, they're always looking to, whether it be a free agent acquisition or whether it be a tryout player or a trade or whatever it may be. But from my understanding, they seem to be pretty comfortable with the roster where they're at. Most recently, they added Marcus Tate, an offensive lineman out of Clemson, who's coming off a major knee injury, from what I understand. So I don't think that, they're kind of at the point where they're not really if I'm signing a guy like Marcus Tate right now, I'm not concerned about the current state of the offensive line. That's telling you that they're looking ahead at that position. Now, they obviously could just be looking ahead to look ahead, but I mean, this is a guy who might not even dress this season. There's a chance that he could be PUP, similar to what LaRaven Clark was last year, and just kind of be a stash kind of guy.
Yeah.
So we're kind of at that point where, I've always talked about there's the slap on the back that results in a, twisted ankle or something. So there's a couple guys that we could possibly see that happen coming up soon. But right now, man, we're just waiting for training camp. Kind of just hoping that this time last year, Cooper DeJean pulled his hammy while working out by himself. So that was his setback. So I guess it's just fingers crossed right now. Nobody important has any issues like that. Other than that, man, it's real quiet on the on the front, and I see that's top spot, top lane.
Yeah,
spot.
Yeah, right in there, right.
You gotta have him.
Yeah, I mean, got it. We talking rumors. We talking.
I don't see it. I don't see it happening. You're talking about a player who has only played in, forgive me if I'm wrong. I don't know. It hasn't been a lot of games for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
He's highly talented. He's still at a ripe age. I don't see a fit for what the Eagles did all offseason. You don't trade Chauncey Gardner-Johnson to go sign Jair Alexander just because he got cut. They knew he was going to get cut months ago. You know what I mean? When you don't cut a guy if someone's offering a conditional seventh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if no one's offering a conditional seventh, you know that the player's going to get cut. The player ended up getting cut. From what I understand, there are multiple teams interested. Pittsburgh is one of those. So I do not see Philly being involved in Jair. The only time I could see them pivot to Jair is an injury to Keeley or Adoree, mainly Keeley. Yep. And I still just see that they've made their investment at veteran outside corner, and that's Adoree Jackson. And plus the price tag that Jair would want. I can't. He does not come off as the type of player that would take a team-friendly deal just to try to win a Super Bowl. He's still got some money to be made in this league.
I'm seeing different reports. I'm seeing one, it was like 16 million, 17 million. And then I saw another one where Jair is on the boat of doing a prove it type deal. Just to
prove it for him is still 7 to 8 million. So let's not take this as this guy is going to get a veteran minimum deal. That's not going to happen. He doesn't have any money coming from. He doesn't have any guaranteed money just floating around. Again, you're talking about a guy who has had some pretty weird injuries over the last few years. I mean, he has been inconsistent as far as showing up on the field. I just don't. I don't see the fit. Now, I will say. I
mean, he's a Philly kid. I think that's where my cut.
So is Kyle Pitts. I mean, that was stupid too. Like, they're not giving up a 2 or a 3 to trade for a kid that when they just went out of their way to rework Dallas Goedert's deal, and they've signed like 4 tight ends this offseason.
I think every kid that plays football in Philly has a dream of playing for the Eagles, some way or somehow.
Well,
unless your dad was a Dallas fan or a Niners fan or an old school 90s fan of a team that had an era, and you just always grew up that fan. That's how those, Cowboy fans are in Philadelphia. They're, their fathers or their fathers. It's the same thing with Parsons. Like, Parsons' dad is a Dallas Cowboys fan. His grandpop is a Cowboys fan. So it was just ingrained in the in the culture of their family dynamic. So,
Yeah.
For me, Marcus, I do get the sense in the of the player wanting to play for their home team, but it has to still be a fit, right? We've
From
done
what I understand, the same account that said Jair Alexander wants to play for the Eagles is the same account that said Josh Uche came out as gay. And as far as I understand, he had to discredit those things. So I have nothing on the front of Jair Alexander and being remotely interested in going to Philly. So, so I could be totally wrong. They could sign him tomorrow. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I just do not see a world in where they're going to give up on Keely Ringo at this point in the offseason.
I agree.
He's done nothing to show that. In fact, he actually came out of the mandatory minicamp looking better than a lot of people thought he would look.
No, I agree with what you're saying because by bringing Alexander in, you push everybody down, especially Ringo. There's no
It's
way.
a numbers and it's a math game, and where his piece fits in the Tetris thing, it's just he's too big.
And they have a culture here. We have a culture here, and that defense is young. They're all going to grow together.
What does it tell Jalen Carter? What does it tell Jordan Davis? What does it tell Nakobe Dean?
Right.
Just the Georgia guys. When you tell Keely he's not good enough for some dude that hasn't showed up in 8 games over the past 2 years.
Yeah. They'll find out about the business real quick. I mean, I know some of them are anyway.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I think that's more real to Jair Alexander's situation than it is to Keely Ringo. I think Keely Ringo has more of an opportunity than Alexander has, and that's not even close. I mean, Keely has a chance as about to turn 23 years old to be a starting corner on a potential dynasty right now as a draft pick and a developed player, as opposed to a washed up veteran looking for a job that anybody could take. What's he going to do? Sign with the Cowboys?
Yeah,
I mean, sign with Diggs, sign with that. What are you going to do? Sign with the Steelers and sit opposite Darius Slay? I mean, you're 28 years old. You haven't played in a full season in 3 years. I mean, what do what do you bring to the table? That's my question, Jair. And I'm a big fan of your game, but I don't see a scenario in which Philly plus Jair Alexander makes sense.
No, I mean it's an honest, true answer. I think about the fit with the player, the culture. I think there's a lot of things that are going away from him. But you know how we've always get every free agent, right? Like right now, I don't even put it up because I don't even want to entertain it. TJ Watt is now the favorite to land with the Eagles.
Outside of re-signing with the Steelers, he's a favorite to leave the Steelers and be with the Eagles. So they take the team that is the most aggressive in the NFL. Then they bet against you in the chances of they know he's going to re-sign in Pittsburgh. He's not walking up the door. Just like Myles Garrett. They already got us once with Myles Garrett. I mean, what do we,
Yeah. Even Henderson. Or is it Henderson?
And they just resumed talks. So, I mean,
they just resumed talks and opened that up. So I'm assuming that they're going to eventually figure something out there with that. But, and this is what I mean by culture. Here's a video from the Exciting Mics that I didn't even listen to, but thought it was a good video to kind of bring up because I think I kind of heard kind of bringing back our theme of the show and talking about, the Eagles peaking.
And like personal, like a competitor, I'm driven internally to just be the best at whatever I'm trying to do. And then obviously watching tape from last year, like I had 150 tackles or whatever, but I'm like, but I missed 29 of them. I could have had this, or I dropped this, or I could have punched at the ball here. So there's always stuff to get better at, and I think we have a lot to do as a defense too.
Oh yeah,
like to think that was all of our first year in that scheme.
Yeah, 100%.
That's crazy. Actually. Like, what are we gonna do next year? Like,
I know.
Already, I feel like we're miles ahead of where we were last year at this time.
No, we're miles ahead, which is a good thing. Great thing.
Yeah.
We're having these high level conversations in OTAs. We haven't really been thrown in the fire.
We're not even like planning for who we're like our offense, like who.
So a lot of what ifs. that could help us,
which is
good. Yeah.
Which is kind of scary when you kind of listen to Bond and Coop and Reed even just discuss about, like, I think they're kind of insinuating kind of some of the stuff that Lane was saying. Like, it's really like we can only get better at this point, bearing injury and things like that, but they can only get better. They can only get more comfortable. There'll be some players that are plug and play, and there's some players that you really can't replace. And I think, Coop is one of those. I think Carter's in that territory. Mitchell's in that territory, and probably Vaughn. I mean, you had an old pro linebacker, just out of the blue. Can they replicate what they did, from last year? And is this? We know the offense is here, and defense was pretty fucking good too. I ain't gonna lie, defense was kind of close. But can the defense, overtake
the
offense?
Defense is far ahead of the offense, like not even close. I mean, the defense was the number 1 ranked unit in all of the NFL at the end of the year.
This is true.
Like you're either one or you're not. So I mean, the defense is far ahead of the offense, and I would allocate that to why they let so many pieces walk on defense. And I would say that the offense is still developing as opposed to the defense, which is regrouping. But like they hinted to beforehand, they had so much success right off the bat with all these young dudes. Like, will it work again? I mean, there's no telling. I mean, we saw those first few weeks of the season. It wasn't the prettiest. So,
yeah.
I mean, I have to expect that there's going to be some trials and tribulations. I just think the difference is, going back to the Jair Alexander conversation, in 2022, they made the run and they traded for Robert Quinn, which they gave him, a 4th round pick for, which was way too much at the time. And it resulted in, a Super Bowl loss, which I don't think that was just because you traded for Robert Quinn, but I think that the injection's not the right word, but the influx of youth that they had last year, and this internal belief that no, it's okay, we can actually draft and we can develop. And I think that started back with Sirianni when he first took his job, as he showed Roseman and Laurie, we can build a culture here that outlasts other teams. And you're witnessing it now, man. I mean, you have pillars of this culture, and Lane is one of those pillars. And like you've been hinting at all show, he just talked about, like, look, man, the way we do things is the way we do things, and we're the best at it because of the way we do things. And this is our approach, whatever. I just think that right now they have almost unlocked the NFL in a sense. And I think that you have to look at the way the NFL has counteracted the Eagles. They have attempted to ban a play that the Eagles created.
Hate the lovers. They hate the
and
lovers.
And then the second other thing is they have put into review a formal review of void years on contracts. So while I don't think any of these things can be altered till the CBA is brought up again, but they are genuinely discussing these topics because the Eagles won in the fashion that they did. And I don't think if the Eagles win on a game-winning field goal against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, we're talking about void years in NFL contracts, because the New Orleans Saints actually lead the NFL in void years, but we don't talk about it, because they're irrelevant. But the Eagles have all these void years. Lane Johnson's under contract till he's 49 years old. Blah 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 blah. I brought it up countless amount of times in the show, and now it's all of a sudden relevant because they continue to win. Like you say, they love to hate us. It's a mentality. I've got that sweatshirt from Nike that says, you don't like us, we don't care. I mean,
it is. It really
it's
coming down to.
I mean, it really is a perfect motto.
No, I think it is. When you really think about it, I mean, look at the schedule. Schedule's a tough schedule. I think the Eagles are going to come in with a different chip on their shoulders, and I think they're going to see it about how, how really, we're going to be the villains. I mean, look at Sirianni. People hate him on the sidelines. His antics, his energy.
He kind of like punched Philly in the mouth and like said, like, no, you're going to like me. Like, and I'm going to win for you. You know what I mean? Like 2022, 2021, everybody's like, who the fuck is this guy? And then he wins, then he goes to the Super Bowl and it's like, this is the greatest coach of all time. And then 2023 is debacle. And they're like, this guy fucking sucks. Get him the hell out of here. Who is this guy? And then the next year, it's like, oh, he won the Super Bowl. This guy's awesome. I mean, look, I just watched the video of him, standing next to a guy while he chugged a beer and took a video of it. So, I mean, Sirianni's I can't imagine a better head coach in the current world to represent the Philadelphia Eagles other than Nick Sirianni himself. I mean, there is not a dude in the NFL that I would take over, Sirianni for the Eagles. I mean, I just think the guy fits what we have going on.
Yeah, to your question about the uniform, I don't want to see the blue and yellow.
I don't think that's coming. It's they're going to use the black helmet, so I think this year they can actually technically wear both. I don't know if they will.
What you mean, like all black?
Yeah, so they have the all black with the helmet included
Yeah.
that they introduced the year 2023 before the or 2022 when the Kelly Greens came out the year after. I mean, ultimately, man, just look at the word mark and everything. We're probably moving towards this color taking over more of the midnight, but
I hope so. That's my favorite. It's my favorite. I mean, it's everything. I mean, Money's Pod's logo is Kelly Green.
I mean, it's the staple. I mean, I think if you just look at the way that they've changed things, it's kind of where they're going with it.
No, I agree. Absolutely agree.
But they can't make that decision until the jerseys and the colors come out. So.
Yeah. And then we'll end off the show with one more person out there still hating. We're not really sure. Marcus hitting on him about CJGJ, still talking. Don't know what's going on, but here's the comment here. The Eagles probably won't see a ring without me. Y'all saw what happened when I left. I'm popping now. I'm glad I'm in Texas. As you guys, if you don't know, CJ Gardner-Johnson was traded. No, he was traded to the Houston Texans.
For Kenyon Green and a 5th round pick.
Yeah. So sometimes this stuff can get out of context.
Every single time with Gardner-Johnson.
Yeah, like it gets taken out of context. And do you remember? I forget. He was asked something, and he said, "Well, they probably won't see a ring without me." I forget. I should have got the video, but it was a question I think kind of posed to him. No, it was a comment. It was a comment on a feed that he was doing when he was, I think, on his way to like practice or something. And I think that, it's always taken out of context, but we'll run with it. I mean, what do you think about the comment that he put out there? I mean, he's, I think his confidence is competitive. I think he said, I'll win 3 of them things. You know what I mean? If I'm not mistaken.
CJ, and when he's in Philly, he's perfect for it. I mean, he fits in, and I am I mean, he was on IG just talking like he talks. I mean, I personally am a big fan of his.
Mm-hmm.
Cool with some people around that. So I mean, as far as I go, I'm good on his. I mean, I think personally he's one of the most underrated Eagles that has come through. I think his story will kind of be looked back on a little bit later, and just kind of like look at like how he came the first time and then left via a trade right before the week. He ended up switching positions. I mean, it was pretty awesome. I don't mind anything that he says, and I've seen the comments about basically him saying that it wasn't cap related, and to give the GM smart response, no, it wasn't cap related, it was cash related. And
I thought he said when he first got traded, I thought he said, not to cut you off, I thought he first said that it was the youth movement.
That's what he said, and then he made a post on Instagram about how y'all had to pay Saquon, you had to pay Zach, It ain't all about the money, blah 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 blah. This was, from what I've been informed as, and I have not talked to CJ or his agent directly, nor will I ever talk to CJ or his agent directly, as far as I was
about to say, ho, we got break. Whoa, we got.
But no,
your arms reached that.
It's not. No, it comes down to cash, man. They had a plan going into the offseason. Moving Gardner-Johnson,
I thought he fell off, in my opinion, too, a little bit. But that's me.
I mean, that
in coverage.
There's a lot of times where you could say the same, but I would kind of look at a player that transitioned from a nickel corner to a safety really well, and I thought that if he plays in the right defense, I think in Houston he's going to be really good.
I think he's going to make that team
really well. And Jimmy Ward just got arrested, so there's a chance that he's not even in the picture, and we're looking at a Petrie Gardner-Johnson safety duo. In which sense, I think Houston, you know, is making.
He said Ward just got arrested. What the?
No, Jimmy Ward.
Oh, okay.
Older safety from the Texans was arrested, I think, last week or something like that.
Oh, okay. I was about to say
they're going to have some stuff to deal with in that sense, as I believe it was. Some stuff happened, so they've got to handle that. But I don't take anything Gardner Johnson says with too much weight, man. I mean, he's not afraid to speak his mind, and honestly, I think that represents a Philly athlete pretty well. It's just when he's not in Philly, all of a sudden it's a headline. But when he's in Philly, he can say whatever the hell he wants, and nobody cares.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, he was the one that started the belt to ass movement, and nobody wants to give him credit for it. But I mean, he was the one sitting there talking about his belt to ass, and well, he was the guy, man. So,
no, I'm a CJ fan. I thought the timing was right when they pulled the trigger on the trade. So
I don't agree nor disagree with the trade because I don't understand how the financials went behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But if you had to tell me in a vacuum that I could trade CJ for Kenyon in a fifth and I get Andrew Makuba in the second round, yeah, I'm going to do it every day, all day long. I mean, that's not. I hinted at this when we reviewed the draft class, but if anybody's ever watched CJ Gardner Johnson play football, go watch Andrew Makuba, and you're going to see somebody that's damn near identical.
Yeah, facts. They actually put their actual measurables up, and their measurables are almost spot on. You know, same wingspan, height, speed, everything.
Yes. There's a website called Mock Draftable where a guy plugs in. He's been doing it for years, but he plugs in all the measurables. You can type in a guy's name and see who they fit the most. And Gardner Johnson and Makuba are really close. It's also close to a Buda Baker or Jimmy Ward as well, who I referenced earlier.
It's crazy.
It's kind of funny how that works.
I don't think we missed anything. Anybody else out there watching any news from Eagles, OTAs, anything we kind of missed that you guys want to talk about before we shut it down? I don't think we did. I'm not even going to get into a lot of the free agent rumors. I think what Ernie B said earlier, I mean, I think we're happy with our roster. And I personally, I think I'm happy with the roster right now. You know, time to get to football, 81 days until football starts. Kickoff, the tickets went on sale. They went crazy. Aftermarket was $750, $800 for 200 seat levels for the for Dallas versus Eagles on Thursday Night Football. We will be in the building. We'll be down there tailgating. I don't know if I'm going to the game. I don't know if I'm spinning that. Might enjoy it from the outside the game. Cracking the good ones. So, people using drones to go spy on Jalen Hurts' wedding is just fucking insane to me. I had the pictures of that, but I let it go. So I didn't even want to get into it because it was just, I just leave a comment. It's fucking nuts that people would stoop that low just to get some shots up of him getting married. And, just imagine just visuals. Like you look up and there's a drone and you have no idea whose drone it is. It's not yours.
Yeah.
And, it's just fucking insane, man. Fucking insane. And those who are still watching, if you're watching this later, make sure, my cousin said it too. We said it on Gambling Nights on Wednesday because the homie Brent is an alumni of Dell State. Vic versus Deshaun, Norfolk versus Dell State at the Link Thursday. It's going to be an amazing atmosphere. It's going to be great. HBCU football with the bands and all that stuff. If you love that about college football, make sure you guys get down to the Link. Not getting paid, no sponsorship, nothing like that. Just telling you that's going to be a fucking show.
Don't need to be paid to talk about that.
Yeah, to talk about love of football, but you know what I mean.
No, they got to be talking about, you talk about two goats going at it against two fantastic schools, man. I mean, it's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one, man, for sure. So, on that note, I'm the player. They call me Moss Money. That's the GM. That's Ernie B. This is Victory Mondays. We will see you guys hopefully next week. Some crazy shit pop off. If not, we might go a week or two until you see us again. But make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that follow button. Oh shit, you're gonna be at the game. Well, let me know, cuz. Get me on the field, bro.
Marcus, come on,
get
man.
me on the field, cuz. What's
on,
up? Get me on the field.
I promise I won't be as bad as Deshaun's assistant coaches at the mini camp where they apparently cut across the field. They cut across the end zone and Howie Roseman had to personally apprehend them. So
I hear that.
That was a funny note.
That's funny. That's funny. All right, everybody. That's Victory Mondays. We will see you guys next week.